We move to our second match on Championship Bowling. Scott Wolgamuth taking on Dale Gustavson. Scott, our number 3 seed, of course, having just defeated Dave Sissel. Dale Gustavson, the number 2 seed, 840 out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. That's near Bowie. And, of course, as we mentioned before, all of our bowlers tonight on Championship Bowling are from the Metro Washington, D.C. area.
All know each other very well, Mike, which can be sometimes good, sometimes not so good. As in the first match, Scott chose to go first, and again has chose to go first. He was successful from that position. I don't believe I'd have changed either. Okay, he got away with that.
Yeah.
He got the ball on the lane a little early, but I'll tell you, his swing allows him to get away with some things that some bowlers don't get away with. He has such a nice pendulum swing with very smooth transition from the backswing into the forward swing.
First time we've seen Dale Gustavson today.
Dale had a high game in the qualifying of 195 and then shot 511, which is about 170 average for the second, third, and fourth game, which of course helped him get to the 15-7 that he had for a qualifying score.
Dale's picked up the spare, so we start off red hot here in our second match tonight. Championship Bowling coming your way from Longmeadow Bowl in the heart of Western Maryland.
I have a feeling we're going to be on the edge of our seats this game.
And he's got a strike. And certainly these two bowlers, no strangers to each other, Joe.
No, I think they bowl in the same league at White Oak in the Silver Spring area, so they have the opportunity to see one another there. You see the extension and watch the kick off the wall. Pop, there goes the 5. A Longmeadow Bowl special.
Scott steps in front and picks off 8, leaving 4 on the 7.
Well, Dale went spare strike, so Scott's going to try to answer with strike spare. Pretty interesting setup here. We have Scott Wolgamuth being an accountant, and we have Dale Gustavson, an employee of the IRS. Maybe we better keep those two apart.
Well, we've got them matched up, and so far they've given us pretty quick start to this match number 2.
Scott's going to try to keep the heat on. Well done. Oh, yeah, you can see it. You saw it when he released the ball. He has his confidence level is so high here because of his, former successes and the scores that he shot here at Longmeadow Bowl.
Now we take a look at that strike, and you see the pin action there.
Yeah, look quick. He wiped. Oh, my. Look at the answer. And Dale throws one of his own. Wow.
Well, we talked about how our two bowlers in the first match, Scott Wolgamuth and Dave Sissel, have the ability to start stringing things together. Certainly Dale Gustavson has that ability, and he's trying for right now.
Ooh. Small mistake and a big penalty. He counted 2 on his doubleheader strike. He went spare strike. He has 42 through 2. Beautiful
and he
ball.
Picks it up beautifully.
What a comeback, Mike. What a comeback. 62 through 3 frames, and our bowlers, as far as I'm concerned, in the Duckpin game have been perfect. They have 7 marks with 7 frames bowled. 4 marks for Dale and 3 for Scott. Scott is looking for his double. Boy, would he like. You'll see some reaction if he throws this ball well.
Scott Wolgamuth.
Good reach. Get up.
Got a little action there. Picked up another one as the pin slid across and knocked down the 7. And so he's got another ball coming up here. Certainly would like to put up another mark on the board.
He has to keep pace. Mike Dale hasn't let up. If he makes this, it'll be 62 to 60 through 3 frames.
Oh, whoops. Picked off the left pin. left the 5, and
Yeah, he
he's
had
got
to,
the third ball to try to pick up the full complement of 10 pins without the mark, however.
he had the 2-5, and many of the bowlers will tell you, and they really can't tell you why. We call that an inside-out two-pinner, and they're sort of sitting reversed. And I don't know what it causes us to do, but they are quite often missed. I think it changes our focus on our actual target. 72 to 69 with Dale having a mark and Scott trying to get back on track. Well done.
Yes, and he is back on track, just like that.
He's been perfect on that lane with 3 strikes, and here you see it. Look at the extension in the straight pendulum swing down through the ball, and the turns, gone. We could do that, couldn't we, Mike? It looks so
Pictured
easy.
in the textbook there, yeah. Dale Gustafson dropped it just a bit there, and he's not happy with that particular ball, and he probably shouldn't be.
Well, if you recall, he just finished doing that the last frame and recovered by making it, and too many things more upsetting than to recover from a mistake and then
make the same one, right? Our two bowlers have got a feel for the game. They're not wasting any time. They're getting up there and firing because they feel good about this, and thus far we've had an outstanding match.
I tell you, as a proprietor, it's very pleasing to me to see this caliber of bowler, Mike, bowling at this speed. One of the problems with our game throughout the past 10, 15 years is the length of time our league matches have taken. And if you watch these bowlers, they'll show you how to get done in proper time. They're ready when it's their turn, and they know what they want to do, and they go do it. He breaks 8, leaving the 6 and 10. That 2 count cost him, I think he's going to relinquish the lead in the 5th frame that he held most of the game. Well, the whole game, actually, from the first frame on. Big 2-pinner. Okay.
There's a fellow that you know a little bit about.
Yes, a well-known bowler in our duckpin game, a world record holder with a 268 game, and that's just incredible in the duckpin game. Bowled at T-Bow Lanes in Connecticut, one of our stops on the professional duckpin tour.
That's really performing, huh?
Oh, it's hard to even think that high, let alone go out and do it.
Scott Wolgamuth will get us started once again, working off the strike that he had in the 5th frame.
One thing, when he's on a strike, he has a tendency to get into the game if he lets it go. He did okay, but you could tell that he didn't like it. He comes off the floor sometimes, Mike, on a strike looking for a double. If he releases the ball properly, he knows. And the feeling apparently goes from his hand right through his body. Because exciting to watch, Scott.
Opportunity for a spare here.
Shooting the 2-4-5.
And he just threw it wide.
Well, you know, you can see he shot this 2 frames ago in the same lane, the 2-5 that we remain, and he pulled the ball across, and he did it that way. There he converts it for 10, giving him 97 through 6 to Dale's 93 plus. So Scott, who's been perfect on lane 17, with 3 strikes, would love to throw one more to keep. He really has to keep himself
in the lead. Scott Wolgamuth. Scott joining us, 29 years old, out of College Park, Maryland.
He finished his qualifying round. Look out, he needs a kicker. He's left a 6-7.
Give it a kiss there.
He finished yesterday shooting .837 for his last 5, which is a 165 average. So he should have came into today very high in confidence. He may try to slide this. He knows the position he's in, and at this point, 1 pin is not going to appear that important. It's worth the gamble. He was playing, in the old days, you would have tried to hit the pin on the right to slide it. With the live rubber and the updating of our game, the scores and the modernization, you can actually hit it inside and bang it off the rubber.
Which is what he tried to do.
Yeah, I believe he did.
He missed, but he does pick up the 10. He's completed 7 with a score of 107. Dale Gustafson comes in, as you mentioned, a 93 plus this first ball as he's working off the spare that he picked up in the 6th.
Dale's the old-timer of today's finalist at 40 years old. He'll probably have something to say to me. Look out. They call me old.
There. Yeah. He got some help. And we'll take a look at that again.
Was a big ball, big break. It gave him a 6-pin lead, plus he's on a strike. Look at the action. Bop, bop. Only 4 of them went over there. Something had to knock it down, didn't he? He sent an army.
Dale gets to roll again. This time he chops through.
You see the fractions of inches that we play with in this game. What makes it so exciting.
It's working off the strikes with an important ball here.
Yes, it was, and he tried to work the boards with 8 on his strike, giving him 121 and a 14-pin lead with 3 frames left for each bowler.
And he'll look to pick up the 2 here.
Once again, the way the the game is rolled, the sequence that they bowl in, Scott has the opportunity to turn things around. He'll be bowling the 8th and then the 9th frame in succession, and if he can mark, all of a sudden the pressure's back on Scott, or back on Dale, I'm sorry.
The ebb and flow of this particular match between Scott Wolgamuth and Dale Gustavson.
Pretty ball.
Pretty ball, and he got the spin on the last pin there and records a strike.
He spent a little energy getting that strike, didn't he?
Gave it the body English as we'll take a look at the ball as it hits the pins and the action. And the
we
action
see
of
Scott
his body
running it
go
out,
through.
and then he knew this. Pop! They just barely caught it, but down it goes, and they record it as a strike.
Doesn't matter how they go down, just that they go down.
So they go down. It's not how, it's how many. If you want to see some excitement, watch what happens if he releases this ball properly. He may leave the building.
Yeah.
All right, he only went halfway out of the building. Big ball. To be able to perform with the pressure and still be able to execute is just amazing. There you see the reach. See that hand come up? Boy, the ball turning and the pins disappear.
Right where it's supposed to be.
Pretty ball. Well done.
And now, Dale Gustavson steps up. He'll be bowling in the 9th and 10th frames. Let's see
all
what he does.
The pressure throws back on him. He really needs this shot. He had a 14-pin lead, but of course Scott threw the doubleheader. Scott's 127 plus a ball, so he's 4 behind, but he has 2 balls counting, or 2 strikes. He struck in the 8th and 9th.
And he'll pick up the 3rd ball here, will Dale, and try to get the full 10.
What it's going to come if he tends and goes over on the left-hand lane 17, and marks, he's going to make Scott throw a good ball in the 10th frame. Scott is not home free, believe me. If Dale marks and counts, he'll be up at 160. Scott 127 plus through 8 frames, so very close game at this
Big
point.
ball.
Oh, well thrown.
Well thrown and pretty good results.
He'd have loved to strike, boy.
We'll take a look here at Dale after the
See the
ball
extension
goes down.
of the arm. The very key point in the duckpin game is the reach, and then the body English that didn't knock the pin over. Look out.
And he's got
Okay.
it. So he completes that effort with a spare, and now he's got 1 more ball left.
It's been an exciting match, and one of these 2 bowlers are going on to face Larry Ailey, who shot 16.01 in the qualifying. Let's watch Dale's layer. This is a big ball, the only one he has left. Okay, 159. Very nice game.
Well, Dale Gustavson sits down, and must be a helpless feeling after you've put up your numbers, and now you sit back and you wait to see what your opponent does.
He needs like a 5 or 6 count and stay behind the line. So it's not over yet. A lot of things can happen. Let's watch the execution. Well done.
Concentration's there, and he's got 3 in a row.
I'd say he deserved it. 137 through 8, 157, 60, 70, 80. If he strikes 2 more times, and watch his extension. See the arm come up and the ball, they look perfect. It looked like the last 2 replays we've seen. Scott can shoot 197 if he could throw 2 more strikes. which is an excellent game. All day yesterday, his high was only 75. And I think he's going to beat that.
Let that one go to the left.
He's 181 with the 2 pins left. Or 3 pins left, I'm sorry. 181 plus what he hit with this ball to 159 for Dale, and Scott will go on to face Larry Early for the championship, Mike.
Excellent game there as Scott Wolgamuth continues to climb up the ladder, beating Dale Gustavson 182-159, and now Scott will move on to face Larry Early, our top seed in tonight's championship bowling. Back with that match after this.